Yo, what's going on, guys? And that was a long yo. And today I'm going to be doing a story video. I've never done a story video, but I'm doing one. Okay, I'm doing a story video. So this is about how I started YouTube, and YouTube is a pretty decent thing to, have a go at because, you never know where it's going to end up, and you don't know who you're going to meet. But this is how I met everyone and how I, got to where I am now. And I thought it was a pretty good story to tell because I guess some of you guys are starting YouTube or you're, trying to look to become friends with certain YouTubers I don't really know. But yeah, so I made a channel called Vurb Gaming back in 2012, which was my, it was more of just a channel I really didn't care about. I cared about it, but I didn't really take time out of my day to make. Well, actually, I went on like an 8-hour recording spree for one video, which was actually a machinima. But it was a channel I didn't really, put any decency into my content. So, I made machinimas. I did, short machinimas, and I did speed art. I actually got into graphics back in that channel, and I actually started YouTube because of my friend Charlie, which was. He was, doing YouTube at the time, and I thought it was going to be fun. So I started my own YouTube channel, of course, because why not? It's YouTube. And I started recording these updates for Xbox, Minecraft Xbox edition, which I kind of look back on as, pretty weird to me, because I don't really. Xbox is it was a good platform for me back then, but it's not really like. I don't really care about it anymore. So, I started that channel. I then got into another channel, which I then ditched my Vurb Gaming one for at like 300 subscribers because I wanted to do that one. And, it was called Vurb Nation, and it had 1,000 subscribers from the last owner, which was, he wasn't the best of people because I don't know why he was actually doing YouTube, but we made machinimas on this small channel, I guess. And then I kind of got bored of it, so I found a server called MC Origins, which you may know by watching certain YouTubers like Exploding TNT or Gameplay HD or any of them. So I became like a YouTuber on there. I then started, I wouldn't say doing videos on there. I did a few videos on there. I then got demoted from there because they actually upped the YouTube rank to 10,000 subscribers. But I actually met Exploding TNT through that, and actually was in some of his videos, which was pretty cool. I then went to a server named Toxic MC, which I actually started my new channel before that, which was called Vurb Raids. And that channel was basically going to be around raiding and factions and whatnot. But I did speeded up raids, which weren't they weren't the worst of videos. I started doing them because I guess, well, I kind of got bored of mini games. Yeah, so I started doing videos on there, like speed raids, because I was pretty inspired by Avenge I Will. So I started doing them. I started having fun on Toxic. I then started hating the owner of it, so I started going into Kit PvP and whatnot, because I don't really know. Kit PvP was pretty fun, but like soup days, like MC PvP type thing. I then started doing server reviews, and I started trying to go into mini games, and I went into mini games, and then started kind of going really inactive on YouTube, and I don't know what I actually started doing back then. I guess I just stopped and played Kit PvP for a while. I then actually made a server called K Prison, which was gonna come in become a network, and I guess I really never opened it because of bugs and whatnot. I then made my channel into like interviews, vines, seed showcases. Then I went into top 5s, which a lot of my friends know about nowadays, because top 5. I met Ace and Olaf around the time, and I actually met Ace by a guy named Alan. Alan added Spectrum Network, which was Ace's old Skype, to the call, and I met Ace through that. And I started becoming friends with Ace and Olaf. I thought they were some of my closest friends back then. Well, they still are, but I then actually started going back into factions, but not like into it. I was being paid on the Swan server to record it, which I didn't have fun on really. It was more of a chore to record than anything. and I started doing server reviews and OP Prison and RPG factions. After that, I then found a small server which was called OP Clash, which Zek actually recorded on, and I then started recording on there because I found it really fun and it was OP. That's why I really want to get back into it. And I actually started uploading more frequent. I started uploading I think every day almost with factions. I then started actually putting really hard work into my channel, and then someone comes along. He came along and he botted my channel to record on the server, and he botted 5,000 subscribers, which was pretty crazy. And he did it simply so I could record on his server, and I don't know why. I didn't try and stop him, but it happened. I then left that channel because it basically crashed and burned, and I came to this channel, which was JustVurb. Now you're probably like, where did you meet Dawn and the other people that you know now? And I'm actually gonna put that side of the story to hit. So I met Dawn by tweeting at him with a thumbnail, and I actually got back into graphics in around April, I think. So I started making thumbnails for Dawn. I tweeted at him with it. He DM'd me. He actually followed me, then DM'd me, and we became pretty good friends by that. I then became his thumbnail designer. I then met him in a call with Dark Wolf and Kobe, and then I started talking to Dawn on a regular basis. I then became staff on a server. I started having fun, and then one day along comes Vems. Vems actually comes on the server. We're talking to Vems, and Dawn sat there fanboying over him because Dawn's a fanboy, and he's like, "Oh my god, yo, you're that guy out of Russia series," and so I'm sat there laughing, and then I took the opportunity to get a new client. So I messaged Vems saying, if you ever need a thumbnail, hit me up, and he adds me on Skype, and I start talking to him. I start doing his thumbnails, and then Zach, Maverick, and Napkin actually wanted thumbnails. No, Zach, Joe, Napkin, and Maverick actually wanted thumbnails. Then Napkin and Maverick never wanted thumbnails again. They didn't want thumbnails. They wanted thumbnails, but they didn't after. I don't know why. They never accepted my friend request. But Zach and Joe, I started making thumbnails for them. I started becoming friends with them. And then Dawn left the Exodus, which we went to Opcraft because he got a better offer at Opcraft. And I started being a mod at Opcraft with C-Town, Sliced, Kato, and I don't know. I think that's it. We started being mods for Opcraft, and then a couple of weeks later, Dawn actually came to me with an idea called Factions Lab, and I'm like, yeah, I'm down to do it. And we started planning for it. We started making the ranks, and we started having ideas about it. Then Dawn started realizing how much he was being paid and how much they were making. So he started realizing a bit about the money, because it didn't seem right how he was the co-owner and he was getting nothing compared to what the actual owner was getting. So what ended up actually happening was Dawn then decided that he would get his last paycheck, and then we would start working on the server. So me and him, he leaves Upcraft with me, C-Town, Sliced, and we actually go to the server. Well, C-Town and Sliced actually got demoted because they went really inactive. But me and Dawn made the server called Factions Lab. Then I brought Brad in to build it. He was actually getting paid $250 to build the whole spawn, the hub, everything. But it ended up actually being that he becomes the server manager, because I picked him to be the server manager. I actually wanted to Ace to be the server manager, but I was like, nah, Brad's more experienced. Brad then became the server manager, and he started making his builds more really good, and he made the hub really good. I think we introduced Zach. Me and Dawn were like, okay, we want Zach to be another owner of the astronomy lab. And we brought him in, and he was originally getting offered by Grant to have a server of his own, and then we wanted Zach because he had a good amount of subscribers, and we thought we could do a really good network with Zach. So we brought him into it. We asked him, he took his time to decide. We then showed him the server, and we were like, yo, do you want to be a part of this? And he's like, yeah. I then met Optic J and Siege. I actually tweeted at Optic J. He followed me 2 weeks later. two weeks to 1 month later, I DM'd him asking him if he needed a thumbnail designer, and he said yeah. So I then designed for Optic J, which, you know, was pretty awesome. And then Dawn actually tweeted at Siege, Dawn DM'd Siege asking if he needed a thumbnail designer, and if so, he should hit me up. So that's how I met Siege and Optic J. And yeah, it was pretty crazy because, well, that's how I pretty much met everyone. God damn, that was a long story. So yeah, that is how I met everyone and how I am who I am, and that's as gay as it sounds. Yeah, that's how I got here. So I met a lot of people in the past, and I actually met Brad by Barbarian Craft, if you didn't know. That was an old server. And yeah, so you guys now know the story of how I started YouTube. If you liked the video, remember to pug the button, you know, just pug it, and yeah. So it's been good. Buy a pug from me for Christmas, and yeah, see you all later. Goodbye.